Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the stock market update video. And today we'll be doing commodities and QQ, as well as Sp500 and the 7 mega cap tech stocks. So that would be natural gas, silver, and all these guys. So before we get started, I just want to talk about keeping things simple, where we just follow the trend. You know, guys know that I always talk about daily uptrends or 4-hour uptrends, different time frame trends. And as you guys can see, we are ever since March, we have been in a daily uptrend, and all I've been throughout those months, I just said, just keep things simple. Hold your longs as long as the market is in a daily uptrend. And recently, we had our daily up downtrend confirm here. So ever since then, you can see the weakness we've been having for the past couple of weeks. And of course, market is usually favors the long side 70% of the time. Market goes up, but when we have these kind of weaknesses, consolidation where market drops over 5%, 5 to 10% is very normal. We get these usually 2 to 3 times a year. So they can take advantage of it just from recognizing the trend and follow on the short side. And of course, when we do see the trend changes, we want to see at least the hourly trend change back to the bull's favor for us to say that can potentially mark the low. As of now, we don't have any signs of that yet. All right, I'm going to go start with natural gas and then gold, silver. And then I'll go through QQ and Sp500, as well as the rest, where Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and in those orders. And if you guys want to skip through those tickers, just click the timestamps. I'm going to be doing this as fast as possible because I still have my flu. And you can see that my voice is not that great because my throat is quite bad at the moment. But let's get started. And so, natural gas, it's been very choppy lately. So let me take a look here. Very likely we have a megaphone. Let me take a look. So we have this uprising resistance here. See, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 touches. That's a valid resistance. And looks like this green line is the bottom of our megaphone. So a megaphone looks like a megaphone. Essentially, the psychology of the megaphone is a break of resistance or support, lacking follow through on both sides. So this is the most frustrating pattern for both bears and the bulls because it's lacking follow through on both sides. So you can see right here, break, bear break, meaning we broke below this prior low and lack follow through. And then we bounce. We bounce above the prior high and we lack follow through. And then we break below again, below the prior low, and we lack follow through. And then we bounce again, and then we lack follow through. So that's pretty much what the megaphone is, bouncing on both sides, bull break, lacking follow through, and bear breaks, lacking follow through. So that's the pretty much what we'll still be looking at right now. And you can see this drop is very notable. I don't want to say we potentially is going to come all the way down here to test the megaphone, but we never know how these things play out. But and probability of it shaping up is starting to increase due to after this drop, this bounce was not big enough where the bears have confirmed a daily downtrend. And that is not good for the bulls because when the bulls bounce here, there's only one straight move. They never change the trend. When this drop, they needed to break this prior high to change the trend back to the daily uptrend, but they couldn't. And now the bears have confirmed a daily downtrend. So now they're following through downtrend. So the next level I will be looking at would be 2.538. This level where it was holding for multiple times here. You can see here, here, here. So that's going to be the level where bears need to break for more downside. If they break that, then we'll be looking at 2.465. And if we do break that, we're obviously going to be looking at the bottom of this megaphone. So we'll see. And if they break that, that megaphone will likely coincide with the last level of strong support, 2.37, which is this structure. Because if we do break below that, we're going back below into this structure. So 2.365 is the high of this current structure. So that's the last level of strong defense that the bulls need to definitely hold. And if we do break that, because then we're also breaking the low of the Megaphone as well. So that would be a very bad sign for the bulls. Yeah, so that's the 3 levels of support that the bulls are need to try to hold. And for you, for you bears, that you guys want to break. For you bulls, definitely hold those levels and bounce to retest the top of this Megaphone. So now, 0 signs of bounce yet, because we just zoom into the hourly. You can see hourly trend is even in full bear control at the moment. So 1 hour, 4 hour, daily is all currently in full bear control. So what we want to see is, at the very least, hourly trend change back to the bull's favor for us to say that. Excuse me, for us to say that we can start to look for bounces on the daily time frame. As of now, 0 signs of bounce on even on the hourly and the smaller time frames. So we'll see where bulls are going to play defense first at this 2.54 level. All right, UNG, very similar. When natural gas drops, you can see UNG also drops. And this is a tradable ticker for natural gas. We're pretty much coming into support as well when natural gas touches 2.35. This 2.53. UNG will very likely come to 6.79. So that's definitely the level that I'm looking to propose to hold. And this is also a daily downtrend confirming. As of now, no signs of bounce yet on the hourly as well. So we'll see if bulls need to step it up very soon. Gold. We're talking about this where how dollar is continuing to be very strong, so gold isn't going anywhere because dollar and gold is inversely correlated. So I think I was talking about this for 2 weeks, where we continue to excuse me, it continues to trend on the uptrend, where gold will likely be going down. So yeah, so pretty much you can see exactly inverse correlated, and dollar is still strong, no signs of slowdown yet. That's why gold is also weak, no signs of bounce yet at all, but we are pretty much at the support level right there. I don't want to say there's a lot of support here because this is just a wick. There's some here, which coincides with this upper wick. So when I use to act as resistance, now it's going to act as support. So yeah, if we do break this level, then I'm looking at this 1869 level after we break this level. We can get a small bounce due to how much it's been selling off. But even if we get a bounce, the structure of the chart doesn't change. We want to see a trend change for us to say potentially that is the bottom on the daily. So now, same thing with natural gas. 0 signs of any bounce on the hourly, even the small time frame as well. So bulls need to step it up here. Pretty much this spot tomorrow, or it's going to come down to this 1869. Silver, very similar. Where is my silver? Silver, pretty much is a right at support as well. Right here is 22.26 level. Is going to be the support that I'm looking at. Silver is slightly stronger than gold. You can see gold has just been going straight down. Silver at least bounced, tried a little bit for us to hourly. Hourly, let's take a look. So silver tried here for an hourly uptrend. This is an hourly uptrend confirmed, but give it all back because dollar and gold is still weak. And once we broke this pivot, the hourly uptrend now is back to a neutral trend. So if gold doesn't bounce tomorrow, silver is likely going to come down to test this double bottom again. And break that, gold needs to break its support too. Then we're very likely coming down to this zone, this 21.29 zone, which coincides with the top of this move, which is this move as well. So some support here. But the main thing is still the dollar. Just keep watch on the dollar and see the trend changes on it, because it will definitely affect all metals. All right, QQQ. So QQQ, we are currently in a daily downtrend. So like I said earlier, we want to follow the trend. And as of now, hourly trend is definitely our guide, because not a single time on this drop, from the top of the drop to the bottom of the move, where QQQ showed us any signs of strong bounce that we would have been faked out. So on the 4-hour, you can see this was one straight move. This bounce was decent size, where the next drop, bulls had a chance to potentially shape up the 4-hour uptrend. They didn't, so they gave it all back. And I get faked out because you can see not a single time the 4-hour trend has changed to uptrend. So as long as we just follow the trend, there was no fake outs. Currently, we zoom into the hourly and we take a look, and there's still absolutely zero bounce attempts from the bulls yet. Even if, let's say, we bounce all the way to here tomorrow, then we can say that the bulls has a slight chance to change the trend now, because this is a big enough bounce. Now that the next drop, they have a chance to potentially shape that up for an hourly uptrend. But that's just a chance. Until we do see that trend changes, we don't want to be assuming that the bulls are gonna play defense on the next drop for the trend change, right? Let's say we're back here. Like, okay, this is a big enough move now, where the next drop, the bulls should be buying, and then you get it over here, right? Next thing you know, right, you're down here already in the red. You want to be assuming just because there's a big enough move where the next drop, the bulls are going to be buying. The only thing that we get from the big enough move is that there's a chance now the bulls can be buying. If it's a small bounce, then there's likely no chance, right? But as of now, close at the low of the day, so pretty much bounce hasn't started yet, or any kind of bounce yet. There's a 4-hour falling wedge, which is this. We're in a looking line. That's our visual guide. Pretty close to the bottom of it. If we do break through that, then this pattern would be a bear break. But as of now, we're pretty much right on it. So we could say bulls potentially may have a slight bounce tomorrow. And saying we're going to bounce all the way up here or anything, but a slight bounce is probably probable. See if the bulls need to have a big enough bounce to shape up a trend change. If not, we're coming down to 161 and this 160 zone of support right there, which is the low of this current structure. If we do break that, there's not a lot of support until 357, which is this structure. So this next level of support, we'll definitely want to hold this zone where we're currently at, which is this structure. SPY, very similar, close at low of the day. My SPY chart just froze. Open another one. All right, SPY, same thing. No fake outs on the chart. You can see this whole time, it's a 4-hour downtrend, never changed the trend. So always follow the trend. I know it sounds very simple, but most of us don't do that. Sometimes I mess up too as well. But all right, so we're looking at pretty much this structure now, and no signs of bounce yet. So we're probably coming down to test this 437 zone. And on the daily, Same thing. Come down to here, test this zone, which is the top of this structure. You can see it has resistance, uses to act as support over here. And we should get some support when we come down to that level. And that level is 0.36% away. So we're not that far away. So that's a good chance that we come down there. Let's load a day and bounce. Okay. When we bounce, probably get something like this. Nothing significant unless once we bounce, we'll start to shape up the trend change. But as of now, we are not going to anticipate that yet until we get the bounce and see how the retracement sizes are when we get a retrace on those bounces. All right, NVIDIA. So if QQQ and SPY get a bounce like this, where it's like NVIDIA, the size of the bounce now, that's why I said the size of the bounce matters so much, because look at the size of this bounce. Now, even if we drop for NVIDIA, look how much room we still have left for NVIDIA to form that trend change, right? NVIDIA could come down all the way to here. Let's say we come down all the way to 420. And then we bounce. That's a trend change. And we break this high, right? That's why the size of the bounce matter, because at the move, room we can give the bulls, even if we pull back, there's still room for us to change the trend. Currently, NVIDIA is looking decent. I mean, we want to see the higher lows start to shape out very soon. As of now, still no signs of that yet. This is a far downtrend, and currently also an hourly downtrend. Although it's holding a lot stronger than QQQ, so that's a good sign. But we want to see QQQ bounce. So tomorrow, if QQQ bounces from here, right, bottom of this wedge right there, let's say it gets a slight bounce. What we want to see from NVIDIA is a stronger bounce than QQQ, and that we can potentially say is marking the higher low if we do shape up an hourly trend change here, as well as in breaking this top of this pivot, we will have a daily uptrend back to bull's favor. But as of now, let's see how many percent away is that. 4%. I mean, it's doable. But we'll see if NVIDIA can pull that off in one day when QQ bounces. But as of now, hourly trend is going to be our guide. Let's see if it's still a bull flag. Does still look like a what? Yep. We're above 0.382, so we're still in bull flag territory. As long as we bounce from the 0.382, then a potential daily bull flag. So NVIDIA, I would say, is the strongest out of all tech at the moment because of its earnings coming up on the 23rd. So potentially may be pumped into earnings. And obviously, earnings is going to dictate the rest of the move after that. So we'll see. All right, Tesla. So Tesla, I've been talking about where we don't want the bulls to be coming down to this zone, where because that's very lack of volume, and because it's a straight move up, it's gonna be easy for the bears to take it down for a straight move down. Just like when there's lack of volume in one area, it's easy to slide through it, regardless if you're moving up or down from that area. So that's essentially where we are now. So there's not much support until we get to T17, which is the top of this structure here. So now, let's take a look at the hourly, see who's in full control. So bears are still in absolute control here. You can see on the way down, there's absolute zero fake outs as well. Even on the hourly, there's never a hourly trend change. It's also always an hourly downtrend. And currently, QQQ is dragging Tesla down as well. Let's take a look. How much? Tesla was down 3%. So that's relatively weak compared to QQQ because QQQ was only down like 1%. So we want to see that correlation shift because on the way up, so it was outperforming QQQ, and on the way down now it's underperforming. That's usually how it works for growth stocks. If they outperform, they usually underperform when on a downturn as well. So you want to see that correlation shift, and as well as an hourly trend change back to the bulls for us to potentially say that the bottom on the daily chart is starting to shape up. But as of now, still zero signs of that yet. Absolute zero signs. Just like on the way up, when we talk about zero signs of bears, now we're saying there's zero signs of bulls. So on this way up, right, we always talk about there's zero signs of bears until they show us a daily downtrend or a 4-hour downtrend or anything serious for them, right? Same thing when we're dropping down. We want to see the bulls show up, show us some hourly uptrend or 4-hour uptrends before we can say that that potentially marked a temporary bottom of the move, right? And if we do break this to 1.6, we're coming down to this teal looking line, which is coinciding with one of this move and this and this. So that would come down to close to here. Let's say we take us another couple of days, 3 days, where we're looking at this level, which also coincides with the strong support of 210. So I would say if we do come down here, this is a pretty good spot for anything. Day trade, right? You can day trade for a bounce. So we bounce, and then bounce for like a 5 to 10%, you get out. Something like that, right? We don't know if it's going to obviously bounce all the way up here or not, but if we get like a bounce and the trend changes back to the bull's favor, then that's a good likely chance where we may come back to this 252. But as of now, we don't want to be guessing because we don't zero signs of bulls at the moment. So we'll see. All right, Apple. Apple's been holding this 177 level for the past 7 days, and we just broke it at the end of the day. And so I'm gonna say we so far hasn't broken yet because this 176.3 coincides exactly with the top of this move. So if that level breaks, then I would say this 7-day sideways range has broken bare. But since we broke it on literally the last candle of the day, I'm going to give bulls another chance in the morning to see if they do bounce, because we pretty much broke there and then after hours. So I want to see as have a clear break during market hours and to say that's a break. So if Apple does break that, then QQ is probably going to go a little bit lower. And we're likely looking at probably the top of this structure here. So that's going to be close to 173, 174 zone for the Apple. And if this was a bear break lacking follow through, one of those fake outs where, just like a slight break and just V shape, I'm going to get a bottom wick on the daily candle back, and there's nothing to worry about. And so we'll see if that's going to shape up or not. So tomorrow's going to be quite key for Apple. And tomorrow's, if Apple's breaks, then there's likely QQ is going to be a red day because of Apple's waiting, right? So we'll see top watch tomorrow, Apple, and determine where the market is going to head tomorrow. So that's going to be key for me. If you do bounce, if you do V shape, then we're back up looking at this 179, 180 zone, where we also reject it for 7 days. So we'll see who wins tomorrow on Apple. Right, Amazon. That's a daily downtrend confirmed for Amazon. Initial move, bounce. So this is the pivot set right there. And we didn't make a new high. So, and we broke below this pivot low. That's a daily downtrend confirmed today. Yesterday, we still holding within it. Didn't break below the pivot yet. And today we broke through it. You can see there's a lot of follow through today from the bears. And now we're filling the gap. So most likely scenario is, I don't want to say we're going to fill the whole gap because it's quite a bit away. So another 3.7, but not looking that great because of the daily downtrend confirming. Still got a couple supports before we fill the gap. So that'll be 134 and 132. And this 131 is super strong support. You can see, look at how many wicks we're rejecting from that. So when we're above it, it's going to act as a strong support. So before we break all these three supports, then we will fill the gap. So if we do break 131, then there's a very good chance we will fill the gap. But as of now, we're still quite far away from it. But you can see that the chart is currently in full bear control. You can see this whole move down. Look how small we bounced. That was it. And then we're still continuing. And so hourly trend is our guide. Zero signs of bulls at the moment, even on the smaller time frame. So we'll see. It's probably when the bulls show up, we'll know. And as of now, we just continue to follow the trend. Let's take a look at Google. Google is holding on to its trend. So Google is slightly team bull here because it's stronger than the other ones. So this is the move. This is the bounce. It's a drop. That's the bounce. It's still dropping. It's a drop. So we do not have a. We sort of here. Let's see. Bounce drop here. Break. You could argue this is a daily downtrend because we broke below this pivot right there on the 128.17. But I'm going to call it a lacking follow through because we broke that on the 5-minute time frame. We were back here. And QQQ. Where's my QQQ? Give me a second. QQQ at that moment was over here, right? So that was the low of the day for Google, right? Look at this. And then QQQ was right here, right? So QQQ closed even lower than that during that morning. And look at Google. Google closed higher than where it was in the morning. That meant if Google was relatively weak, Google should have been closed down here. And that should have been a daily downtrend confirmed here with follow through from the bears. But it didn't. So I'm gonna say it's a bear break lacking follow through because Google closed QQ closed even lower than that time frame. But Google held. So it's a bear break lacking follow through for me at the moment. And so we'll see if tomorrow, and so let's say tomorrow Apple holds at level, Google bounces here. And we'll take a look at Microsoft right now. And then Microsoft bounces here. And QQQ is going to have a green day. So we have some signs of bulls on some big tech, Nvidia also as well. And like Amazon's weak. So we have a slight couple of signs that maybe you can bounce tomorrow. But as of now, not a lot of signs yet. So still currently in full bear control at the moment. You can see that as well. Microsoft had just been getting wrecked pretty much ever since this AI news topping out. Microsoft has been complete daily downtrends. Confirmed its downtrend right here on Wednesday, July 26th. And ever since then, it's just been full bear control. And as of now, still full bear control. It's been a little bit relatively stronger than QQQ for the past couple of days. You can see it's pretty much going sideways versus where QQQ has been going down. But as of now, bulls need to play offense because this is not really going to go anywhere if bulls are just playing defense. And now, still zero signs of bulls at the moment. We could have confirmed a hourly uptrend right here, and QQ closed at 11 day. So we didn't. We're close. If we broke that, Excuse me. Yeah, we were close, but we didn't. So it's starting to hold slightly better here around this level, but no signs of bulls yet. So I want to see the bulls actually come back, retest this 12 EMA again. Because when we were trending up, EMA was our guides for supports. So he's acting as resistance. So this will probably come down here tomorrow, and then we do bounce. If we do hold this level again, third time, fourth time, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. So this bottom of this 330, 320 zone, if we bounce again from here, we're likely going to come to test this 12 EMA. And I want to see us have a big enough bounce, break above it, and we can say there's a chance that Microsoft now on the next drop we can potentially ship up the uptrend. But as of now, there's zero signs of that yet, so we continue to follow the downtrend. All right, let's take a look at Meta. Meta starting to weaken as well. So Meta confirmed the daily downtrend as well on August 9th. Top of the move, bounce, pivot set, broke below prior pivot, and that's the daily downtrend confirmed. And now we broken through this strong support right here on this 300 psychological zone. So that's a flush through it. And we're probably going to come down to this 89 if 291 don't hold. So there's still some slight support here. That's about 0.75% away. So we're looking at this zone. It's going to be the next support that I'll be looking at. So we may get a gap down tomorrow morning. Let's say we get a gap down and then we bounce. Very probable scenario. So we'll see. And as of now, already turned into also our guide, and you can see absolutely zero signs of bulls today on Meta. Because when it broke through this 300 psychological support, nobody wants to buy anymore, and we retested, reject, and lower. So now no signs of bulls at the moment either. And let's see, we might have a trend line here. Nope, none of that. But yeah, as of now, follow the trend. Daily downtrend confirmed. Hourly downtrend 4 hour is also all in a downtrend for the bears, in favor of the bears. So this 289 is what I will be looking at. Sorry, this 280, 291. All right, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys made this far or anything, feel free to subscribe. And if you guys got any questions, feel free to comment below. And I'll start doing videos every day once I get rid of this flu. And I'll see you guys probably Saturday. I'm just gonna rest my voice until maybe Friday. Till Friday, end of the week. I'll give you guys an end of the week update Friday or Saturday, and we'll go from there. And as of now, make sure to keep following the trend until the opposition shows us otherwise. Then we can change back to the trend. Just keep things simple. All right. Have a great rest of you guys' day, and I will see you guys around.